All right, here we are. I think we're on. I think we're good. Good. I'm getting better at this Twitch thing. Got some coffee. It is raining in Arizona, which, I mean, this is like maybe once, twice a year occurrence. So, like, I don't know how you guys do it that live in this rain. I'm like, oh, get the blankets out. You know, it's cold. It's rain. It's wet. It's cloudy. It's dark. Like, there's not blue skies. It's unusual. So trying to get out of the so I went for a walk and you know anyway. Welcome. This is CCNA session 7. So first and foremost, come on down to Canada. No thanks. Actually, I was born in Dearborn, Michigan, so I actually had plenty of trips up to Canada. And yes, I know why I moved to Arizona. Nothing bad about Canada in any way. It's just it's cold. So here's my plan for today. So we are going to finish the ICND1 practice exam today. A lot of good discussion has come from that. I hope that's helped you guys a lot in some of the questions and spurring on some of the thoughts. I need to study this. You know, I should go check that out. So once this is done, so I had planned to finish it this week. I think we're going to finish it today based on our pace last week. And we may finish early. I mean, some of the questions are like, how do you save your config? And we're like, like that. So if we finish early today, and what I plan to do tomorrow is just do Q&A. And to frame it in, I think one of the best fun times I had, gasp, one of the most enjoyable times I had, and not that this hasn't all been fun, but someone said, can you talk about spanning tree? And I'm like, yeah, can I? You know, it's just like one of those like, hey, let's dive in. And I actually, here, let me show you. I took that. Because all the Twitch stuff lives and then it dies. It goes away. So I grabbed these sessions afterwards. I took it, brought it over to my YouTube page. Hang on. You don't want to watch Braveheart or something like that. So took it over to my YouTube page. Stop that. And oh, did I upload it? I think I did. Hang on. I'm still learning this whole social thing, right? No, that's wrong. Hey, right here. I took it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was 20 minutes. 20 minutes, how to master. So it became like, I'm like, this is great. And, as of posting it yesterday, 300 people have been like, yeah, this is great. So what my thought is let's do that. If there's something where you're like, I really want to know about this, chat it in. I know Jake is back. By the way, we give Jake Sunstrokel a hard time because I remembered then. I was like, I realized we ran a session yesterday, Jake. Sorry, because I told him, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to run it. I've got a conflict. I had a meeting, and he's like, oh, it's okay. So he didn't show up, and then I was like, Jake isn't here, and the whole world nearly crumbled. So thanks for coming back, Jake. If you have topics that you want to learn about, thank you. Yeah, bingo, like that. OSPF versus EIGRP. Chat it in. Jake, the reason I thought of Jake said you should do a poll. Well, I will. I just don't even know. I always go to subnetting because everybody's like, oh, subnet. But I'm actually so tired of talking about subnetting because I've talked about it so many times. So we can do subnetting, but chat in something, and then we can do a poll and we can vote, and then maybe that'll be the Friday topic, or we can do multiple Friday topics. So things that you're just stuck on in ICND1. Again, I'm doing this for all of you that are trying to get that CCNA before it expires. That's what we're doing here. So that being said, last thing, this was fun. So again, thanks to Jake. Jake is like the Twitch master. And you should check out his channel. He is a VR guy, and I want to buy a, what do you call them? I want to say Orion. It's not an Orion. It's the VR goggles. Just watching his videos, I'm like, that looks awesome. So anyway, he told me about, I'm now a, affiliate in Twitch, and as of and I'm looking at it right on the screen, as of last session, I have 3 subscribers. So I'm still learning. I don't even know how to subscribe, but I'm hoping you guys do. Apparently, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you subscribe, that gives me $2, which I know. I'm like, hey, I can buy a cup of coffee. But I just thought that's cool. That's cool that for no cost to you guys, because I'm sure like half of the world has an Amazon Prime subscription because we never leave our houses anymore. We just buy stuff. You can just hit subscribe and it automatic Amazon, because Amazon owns Twitch. There's news for you. They send $2 my way. I'm like, cool. That's really cool. So that being said. All right, OSI versus TCP/IP PPOE client figure. Oh, Tom, that's like, here's some lima beans like that. I mean, like, yeah, it's a valid topic, but it's not a fun one to talk about. So we'll see. Okay, so let's finish up the certification test first. First things first. So yeah, keep as you think of those topics. Oculus Rift. Thank you. That's it. So yeah, I want to get one. That's my Christmas gift. So maybe get enough of those subscriptions. I told my wife. So I want to get either a hoverboard or an Oculus Rift for Christmas. So we'll see. ICND1. Click on this guy. Oh, dang it. That's the course. So if you want to watch the ICND1 course, that's me. You can click on the link, but if you want to do the exam, you click on Start Exam. Get this size just right. There we go. Click on that guy, and we are on, and I think we left off, yeah, we just finished this one. We are on question 51. Cool. All right, as usual. Before we, I know you guys are reading it, but don't want to miss out. When will ICND2 topics start? That will be next week. Here, that way you don't read the question. ICND2 topics will begin next week. Tell your friends, tell your mom, bring everybody down. It'll be fun. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through an ICND2 exam, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more questions where we're going to be like, okay, let's talk about this. Let me explain this to you. That's what I think. All right. So question 1, how many collision domains are in a LAN with 4 hubs and 2 bridges? We don't say that anymore. Switches that are connected directly to each other as shown in the following figure. What do you think? This is good. This is tricky. Believe it or not, this is tricky. Then they'll get you on this kind of stuff. Remember, when you've got a switch, there's a switch. Every single port is a collision domain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, right? And a switch is a bridge. Bridge, switch, same thing, right? So every switch is a collision domain. What gets people is when you do things like that. And you go, okay, now how many collision domains? You're like, is that 1 or is it 2? Well, this is technically 1 because it's essentially 1 collision domain shared between 2 switches. So the reason I bring this up is that's the kind of thing we're going to have right here. Now a hub, the whole thing is 1 everything goes everywhere all the time on a hub. So we're looking at the bridges. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 collision domains coming off of there. So I saw a couple A's, a couple B's. It would actually be 5, and I think the people that chose 4, it's so easy to fall into that one because that only acts as 1 collision domain. It doesn't act as 2. Okay, so we will go right there. Check it. Hang on. Let's look at it. A bridge, okay, hang on. The following set has 5 segments created between these 2 bridges. Therefore, there will be 5 collision domains segments on the LAN when the 2 bridges connected if the 2 bridges are directly connected. Hubs do not create LAN segments. They act as port aggregators and signal amplify. It's worth noting there's no router in the... Okay, wait a sec. Hang on. I am in violent disagreement to this, but maybe I'm wrong. A bridge segments the LAN into separate collision domains, right? The figure in this scenario has 5 segments created between these 2 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a second. That's what I said. I just checked the wrong thing, didn't I? Thank you. I'm like, everything I know about networking is wrong. So thank you. Rainy day. I'm not crazy. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, that's one of the most. Okay, so yes, it should be 5. I clicked the wrong one. Next, question 52. Your assistant just finished configuring a small test network as part of his training. The network is configured as shown in the diagram. Okay, so we got a couple routers, couple switches, couple hosts. Okay, when testing the configuration, let's scroll down a little bit. When testing the configuration, you find that host A in the diagram cannot ping host B. Which of the following pairs of connections are required to be in the same subnet for host A to ping host B? This is similar to a question we had in a previous session. Think about that. What do you think? Which of the following pairs of connections are required to be in the same subnet? That's good. I like BYOD. He's like, oh yeah, E. Throw that on there too. Okay, so which of the following need to be in the same? Yep, seeing lots of B's, D's, and E's. Yeah. So subnet-wise, remember every interface of a router is a subnet. That's what routers do. Is they segment networks. They segment subnets. So this must be in the subnet. Must be in the same subnet. This must be in the same subnet. This must be in the same subnet. So looking at this, so for instance, I'll just show one of the wrong answers. IP address of A, so that'd be this guy, and the IP address of fast Ethernet 0/0 on B. No, 2 different subnets, right? So answer B, which is serial 0 and serial 0, that's this one, B, right? D, which is IP address of host B. This is D right here, right? And then E, IP address of host A, and fast Ethernet of router A, that's E right here. Good? Good. That's how it's designed so that it will communicate well. Cool. Oh, wait a sec. I forgot to check them. B, D, E. Check it. Good. I'm clicking the right things. I still can't believe that. All right. Question 53. I think what threw me so bad is I'm like, this is so easy. This is like day 1 of Welcome to Network, and I was like, I can't believe I just missed it. And so anyway, back to this. Watch the CCIE fumble. Okay, examine the network diagram. Okay, so let's look at it. So scenario, use the command output on router 1, router 2. Device outputs. This would be, okay, so we've got so we got show interface stuff. Hang on, we might need to do this one together because I doubt we can fit it all on the screen. Okay, so here's our diagram. Router 1, router 2, we've got this switch, including the address on router 2 fast Ethernet interface. So how many IP addresses can be assigned to the LAN, to the switch? How many, let me read that again. How many IP addresses can be assigned to the LAN, attached to the switch in router 2. How many IP addresses? Okay, include. Okay, so we need to look. So if we're doing this question, we need to look at this interface right here, which it doesn't tell us which interface that is. So these are all show interface. So I'm guessing this will be a serial. Well, let's take a look. All right, so we'll expand the device outputs, and I told you we'll probably have to do this one to get. That's why they shut them down. So we're looking. Hang on, I just need to remind myself. Router 2. Router 2 is the one we really care about. So that's down. That's fine. Okay, fast Ethernet 0/1 is up. Line protocol is up. Okay, 192.168.20. Okay, that's probably the one it is. Serial. Okay, the serial does not connect to the LAN, so that's the WAN. So we can ignore this. You see how they're trying to get you here? They're like, ooh, look at that delicious little /24. I bet you want to answer, 254 hosts, and that would be wrong. So this fast Ethernet 0/1 is the one connected to the LAN. So this is our. Holy cow! How did that happen? Hang on, let me fix my pen. Fix pen. Things are going very wrong. Here we go. My pen's dead. So yeah, I gotta relaunch my pen app. There we go. Cool. I'll just keep it right there. So blue. There we go. Here we go. Is 192.168.20.1. So it's a /27. So in this case, it's Epic Pen, by the way. We need to reverse engineer that. So a /27, the fastest way that I know to do a problem like this, unless you just do brute memorization, is I go, okay, well, I know a Class C network is a /24, and I know that's 3 octets. We're talking subnetting right now, right? 3 octets of all ones, so that's 24 ones dot 25, 26, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a /27 in binary looks like that. In decimal, it would be 255, 255, 255, and this would be 224, right? In converting these to decimal, that's 128, 64, 32. I saw somebody chatting it in. How many? 30? Yep. 30. So this came from a subnet. It would be 192.168.20.0. And then the next one would start at 32. Whoops, 32, because we're adding 32, 64, da, da, da. So the end range goes through 31. Can't use the first, can't use the last. So you got 1 through 30 hosts on that same subnet. That's how I would do it. It looks like a lot of you are a lot faster than me. So good. Let's clear that off. And look at that. They're tricky. So they're saying how many IP addresses can be assigned to the LAN. So you can't assign 32, even that's your increment. So it's 30. Check. Check. We are successful. Good. Good answer. Whitaker, BYOD, Kalian Reed. Good. And Steele. Next. Question 54, second to the end. You are connecting. By the way, when you're taking the real exam, because I know you will, you're going to get this is about where the butterflies start. You're like, I think I passed, or oh my gosh, I have no idea what's going to happen right now. Like you're approaching the end, and then what Cisco does, they do this all the time. Bam, the simulation pops up, and you're like, oh, like it's like it kicks. It's like when somebody knees you in the knees, and you're like, thump. Like it feels like that because you're like, I've got 10 minutes left. Oh my gosh, and so just give you a heads up. That's what's going to happen. You are connecting a new computer to switch 55. New computer should be placed in the accounting VLAN. You execute the show VLAN command to get the following output. So we're on switch 55. VLAN status ports. We've got active. Okay, good. I'm just kind of following along here. So we've got default active. Show VLAN. This is terrible. This is the output, but like all the line breaks and text wrapping, like I can't even read that. So okay, I'll just go with what I see here. VLAN 1 has these. Just to let you know how bad this is. Let me show you. Actually, I am connected to one of the switches right now. So let me go back here and bring up Putty. This is what it should look like when you do a show VLAN. So you can see how terrible. So it's like, it shows all the VLANs, what ports are in there. So what you're seeing in that other one is the show VLAN output, but it's just completely destroyed. So hang on. My pen is all goofed up. Here we go. So that's what it's trying to do here, but they removed all the line breaks because they're like, yeah, let's make it difficult. So that's VLAN 1. Looks like that's VLAN 10, VLAN 20, 30, 40. Okay, good. So we can see that. It says the new computer should be in the accounting VLAN. That would be VLAN 20. You execute the show VLAN command. You get that, okay? What action should you take to place the new computer in the accounting VLAN to allow for inter-VLAN routing? Hang on, grab my mouse, and while I play some music, I'm going to fix my pen. Good. Consensus is B, which looking right there, active fast Ethernet 0/5. Everybody's right on it. Yeah, I know. Dave, you're 100% right. A lot of these questions, and by the way, it is like that on the exam. You will get stuff where they're like, look over here, look over there, look over here. Oh, that's the answer. And so watch on that because that can save you a ton of time. So we'll check out B. Yes, we are the right answer. And here we go. Last question. Which iOS, oh, come on, what a softball. Which iOS command is used to provide a description to an interface? What do you think? Chat it in. No one's chatting it in. Maybe it's not a softball. What a finale. Interface description. Oh, okay, here, take a look. Let's do it. Bring it up on a switch. Let's go under... interface, fast Ethernet 1/0/1. The command is actually description. And then you can type in whatever you want. This is a great connection. And then show interface status. You'll be able to see, hey, this is a great connection. It drives me crazy. It includes the quotes, but it won't let you type it without the quotes. So nonetheless, that's how you add the description under the interface. So, foop. That one, yeah. And if you don't do that, I do that all the time, so it's easy, but it's easy to slip in that interface description world. All right, check it. Good. Description, AT&T, good. We are good. Let's see. Submit. Did we pass? We've got. These are the ones that I skipped. Okay, fine. Review them. Go. I'm just gonna check. Nope. Okay. And next. I've never actually done one of the exams. Oh no, how do I get out of here? I've never finished one of the exams on the CBT site, so I'm trying to see what happens. Multiple departments. Oh, what was it? This was what we ended the last session with. It was separate. Now I want to pass. I'm kind of like, it was configure separate VLANs, right? We had the network traffic department. No. Yes. I think that was it. Submit. Hey, 81%, despite the ones that we either missed or just skipped because we were lazy. Good. So let's do this. We've made it through ICND1. What I'm going to do is just to get it ready for next week. I mentioned I am going to do ICND2 next. Back. ICND. So let's go. I need to go way back. cbtnuggets.com, and we will go to tools. By the way, I was watching. This is a skill. If you've got CBT Nuggets access, Simona is amazing, and she's got this how to manage conflict. I was watching her video. She posted it to Twitter, and I was like, I got it. And it's actually really good. I was like, man, I'm gonna use that advice next time I get into a heated discussion. ICND2. So we will start this exam, and I just want to have it there so it's ready to go once we've got it. All right. So good. Start it up. Life is good. Cool. So what I want to do now is just take questions. We've got, what time is it? 3:20. Wow, that went faster than I thought. 3:24. So thanks. Thank you for posting that in there. What are your thoughts? Did you have any questions? Anything that I can answer? Anything that I can go over? I know we don't have much time left. Anything that you're thinking? Anything on the exam? Anything career-wise? Any topic that you'd like to learn? And what I'd like to do is collect a bunch of questions, thoughts, topics, and I think a lot of them will be our Friday. Like, for instance, except for PPPoE. But yeah, we can go through that and do that. I'm scrolling back up to see the ones that were there before. OSI versus TCP/IP. Actually, Chen, we can do that right now. Why don't you guys chat in some other ones? And what I'm going to do is kind of make a list, and then we'll start our Friday session, and we'll just kind of go through stuff and whatever you guys want to talk about. And that one I'll take right now on Naveed, saying, do you think the questions on the Cisco certifications are fair? Yes, not all, but it's like it's the way of the exam. When you take the exam, if you miss it, you're going to be like, oh, that question was lame, and you're going to remember that. Like you're probably going to get one or two where you're like, I don't even know what they're asking. And that's why the passing score is not 100%. Sometimes it's our own knowledge shortage. Like, okay, I just didn't know that, thus I don't know what they're asking. And sometimes they are just poorly worded. Know that some of the new questions, they're always rotating in new questions on the exams for a variety of reasons. And a lot of the ones, when they first put them in there, are not worth any points. I don't know if you knew that. They'll say it in the disclaimer right at the top. They'll say some of these questions are not worth anything at all. Just FYI, though, of course, they'll never tell you which ones aren't. So they do test out questions pretty well, and yes, I would say they are fair. So question on APIC EM. So going in that direction, it is not. No, you're right. It's not in the ICND2 course. Is that part of the CCNA exam? Actually, it is. It is. It's part of the SDN stuff. Yeah, I can talk about that, like we did with Spanning Tree next time. So I'll add that to the topic list. Yeah, let me do this. Let me talk about get these out of the way. Hang on one second. Whoosh. Move icons. Okay. So I do want to talk about TCP/IP versus OSI. I saw that question come across earlier. HSRP, that's a fun one. That's so much more fun than PPPoE. Why am I so against PPPoE? It's a litany of commands for no good reason. It's just like, okay, here's just a dump of commands that you have to type in to make your DSL connection work, and it's like you just got to memorize it. There's no other way. OSPF. So let's just make the list over here. So I will do HSRP. That's fun. APIC. We will do EIGRP versus OSPF. And what I'll probably do tomorrow, this is where I'm going to use that poll, is I'm going to put these as the vote, and that'll be the ones we do first, because I don't know if I can squeeze them all in. And what was it? HSRP, what was DOD? Okay, in the TCP/IP versus OSI, I'm going to... okay. Roadrunner is asking, why do they cover legacy technology? Because I don't have a clean answer to that, because I had to learn it. So do you. So anyway, OSI model versus TCP/IP. So OSI world, little known fact, OSI was never meant to be a model. It was meant to be a protocol, and it was actually the better protocol because it and TCP/IP came out about the same time. The government was the one pushing OSI, and they actually went so far as to make it mandated. They're like, you've got to roll out the OSI protocol. But the ARPANET had already started. All the universities that they're government funded. And they're like, yeah, we're doing that over there, But meanwhile, they were rolling out TCP/IP simply because it was easier. It wasn't the better protocol. It just was easier. And in the TCP/IP model, if we line it up, something like that. They group the top 3 layers of OSI. So application, presentation, and session. Actually, there we go. Session get grouped into one application layer. And that's where I believe the OSI model went right. We, as network engineers, never deal with stuff really here. That's all in the application. You don't worry about it. And even up here, I mean, you're like, hey, go fix your application, man. I'm the network guy. So right here, this is where our differences come in, is right around the transport layer. And the transport layer is the same on both sides, right? So we've got, same. This one decided to go with the network layer because the OSI was kind of a global model, whereas TCP/IP went with the internet layer. Now, and keep in mind, same function, same thing, just different name. This is where I think TCP/IP went wrong. They said, okay, you've got your data link layer and physical layer. We're just going to group that into one big physical layer. They call it the network access layer. And that's where they went wrong, is because with OSI, you can have many different data link type addresses. Like you have MAC addresses, but there's other addresses there. There's like DELC, if you're talking frame relay. If you're talking MPLS, there's tags that you can have, VPI, VCI pairs, if you're talking ATM. I mean, you change out technologies all the time at the data link layer, and the TCP/IP model doesn't really account for that. And same thing, physical, you have copper, you have Wi-Fi, radio waves, if you will, you have fiber. There's all kinds of physical change outs that you can do independent of this. And I think that's why nowadays nobody really uses the TCP/IP layer. And I know that's heresy to do that for some people. We use the OSI model to describe TCP/IP. So is OSI legacy? Kind of, but believe it or not, the OSI protocol still is alive and well. It's still out in the world for organizations that are using ISIS routing, which is a better routing protocol considered by most than OSPF. There's just a much larger learning curve to do ISIS than there is OSPF, which is why, again, same thing, why all the universities went with TCP/IP. Why do people use OSPF? It's just easier than learning the complexities of the OSI protocol. So I know we were trying to talk about what's the difference between OSI and TCP/IP. Let me just group it up by saying OSI has been reduced to just a model. It describes networks. It breaks them down. TCP/IP, however, is the protocol that we use. We rarely use the TCP/IP model because it's not as granular as the OSI model. So we now use the model of a protocol that didn't make it to describe the protocol that did, TCP/IP. So hopefully that helps. And I know when we say OSI versus TCP/IP, that's a really broad statement. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. So good. So let me do one quick scroll. We're a little bit over, but that's okay. So one quick scroll. Let me just, okay. So a lot of topics. Okay. Toss them in. The questions that were on my, careful, non-disclaimer, Jack will, going through the going through the CCNP CBT Nuggets course on topics I don't understand has really helped. Yeah, actually, CCNP, all of that material that's on it, again, CBT Nuggets is like you pay once, you get access to everything. And I found out you get that free week that you can just go sign up for. So CCNP is just an enhancement of CCNA. So when I taught that material, it's really a kind of a quick review, and then it's going deeper. So yeah, that can help as well. AAA, let me where's my button? Let me jot that down. AAA as a topic. / TACAX / radius. I'm just jotting these down for later. Good. I will do that. That's so awesome. Jack wrote the message on his PlayStation. I keep forgetting that you could attend these things this way. Cool. Okay, so were you saying drop the 2 unrelated questions that came in? I don't know what that means. Okay. PNS are a bit legacy, but now we're used more back in the day, or doesn't Citrix, for example, still use the presentation layer? Oh, yeah. So the thing is sorry, PNS, I was trying to think, what was that? Presentation session layer. Those are inside of the application. There's functions in there that applications use. I mean, everything uses the presentation layer. Everything uses the session layer. It's just in the application. The network guys don't have to worry about it, or gals, that are working in the network world. So by the time it gets to us, it's hitting the transport layer, which is where the ports begin getting assigned. Actually, that might be what you were looking for with TCP/IP versus like the encapsulation process. Maybe we can talk about that too. So stream go. Okay. How much do we need to know? Oh, how much do we need to know about HSRP for CCNA? Boson tests have a lot of questions on that. You have to know it, and that's maybe that's upvoting our number one topic right there, HSRP. Maybe we'll do that first. It's actually really easy once you know it. No, it really is. It really is not bad. So we could do that one really fast. And then last two questions came across were Linux questions. Really? On ICND1? On CCENT? That's surprising. Although part of the exam requirements says you should know how to display IP addressing information on a Linux machine. It's buried in there. So if they sneak in like the ifconfig command, I could see them doing that. I could see that. Beyond that, I'm like, wow, I wouldn't know that there would be Linux questions much beyond that. There's some cases where the presentation layer isn't in the application. That is true. Yes, ICE, very true. Stream, okay, cool. SNMP version 2 versus SNMP. Oh, actually, check this out. Right here, and I'm just going to hide this for a second. I did a go SNMP. Hang on, Jeremy Cioara. Do that search. Nat Tstrin. This right here is probably the most fun video that I've ever done. I think it's got 126,000 people look at it. So this show actually is that the one? I started talking. Yeah. So
we've got this in there.
Wi-Fi. Stop. This is where I explain the difference between SNMP version 1, 2, and 3 versions, the MIB, all of that, and show you how to set up SNMP version 3. So here, let me stick that in the chat right there. That will actually help you out a lot, and that it is probably, I talked so fast in that video, it was insane. The funny part is PRTG, because I showed how to use PRTG monitoring system somewhere in there. They actually picked it up and they're like, hey, they contacted me. It was fun. We had a great conversation. So a bunch of guys from Germany that do a monitoring system. Okay, so back to this. Okay, last couple things. ifconfig is deprecated. Yeah, and that's what I was saying is I'd be shocked because Linux, there's so many different flavors, Ubuntu, Red Hat, CentOS. There's so many different flavors of Linux and so much change that happens in Linux that, like, I just installed the latest version of Ubuntu not too long ago, and I'm like, I don't even know how to change the IP address. Oh, they got some new tool, and I'm like, I'm calling up Sean Powers. How do you do this? It's just always changing. So, working on commission. Well, yeah. So, Jack, all right, cool. So, last question, Jack Will. Also, if you're reading this, Jeremy, yes, I am. Your ICND1 CBT Nuggets is what helped me get my CCNT. Great content. Awesome. Thank you. What a great way to end this session. Thank you. And by the way, it is so fun. That's why I'm doing this. It's so fun for me to do this and to actually interact with people because it's funny. I was just, you should see the latest video I recorded. I was literally sitting here next to my routers. So I was like, hello, I'm a router. And then I stopped and I looked at the camera and I go, I need some friends because I'm by myself. So the chance to interact with you guys truly feeds me. Feels good. Good. So back to my Arizona rainy day. You guys have a good one. All right, cool. See ya.